Hello and welcome to this video on 20 questions on rules of indices. In this video we're looking at multiplying and dividing. If you want to see a tutorial on this topic, you can follow a link in the description which will take you to a tutorial. If you want access to these questions, check out crackmaths.co.uk and you'll be able to find them all there. Otherwise you can pause the video and move along and move with me at my pace. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first question is simplify y cubed times y to the power of 4. Okay, so just to remember, just as a little tutorial, y cubed means y times y times y. Y to the 4 means y times y times y times y. And so if we're doing y cubed times y to the 4, what we get is we get y to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's y to the 7. And we could have got that by adding the 3 and adding the 4 there, because that's kind of like a nice quick way of thinking about it. So this here, y cubed times y to the power of 4 is y to the power of 7. Next one we've got here, 4d to the power of 5 times 3d to the power of 2. Now remember, when we have numbers in front of letters we call them their coefficient, and that just means they're being multiplied together. So this is basically 4 times d to the power of 5 times 3 times d to the power of 2. Now remember, when we're multiplying together groups of things, we can just kind of mix them up however we like, because it'll always give the same result. So I'm going to change this to be 4 times 3 times d to the 5 times d to the 2. 4 times 3 gives me 12, so I've got 12 there. And then d to the 5 times d to the power of 2. Well, remember, we add the indices, so I'm going to add the 5 and add the 2, which is going to be 12d to the power of 7. Right, next one we've got here, we have got a to the power of 6 divided by a. Now remember, this is actually like a to the power of 6 divided by a to the power of 1. Now when we are multiplying indices together, what we're doing is we add the indices. When we divide, we actually just take one away. Okay, so if this is a to the power of 6 divided by a, that becomes a to the power of 5. And the reason for that is, obviously there's more of this in the tutorial, is if you've got a times a times a times a times a times a, well, if we're dividing by an a, what we're essentially doing is we're removing a multiply by a, because dividing by a undoes a multiplying by a, and so that's kind of how we end up with that rule where we just take it away. Next one we've got here is we've got p to the power of 4 times p to the power of 3 divided by p to the power of 2. I'm just going to do these from left to right. Okay, so I'll start with p to the 4 times p to the 3. That's going to give me p to the power of 7 divided by p to the power of 2. Now remember, if we have got a divide, that's a takeaway, so this is going to end up being p to the power of 5. Right, next one here, we have got z to the power of 3 multiplied by z to the power of negative 2. Okay, so z to the 3 times z to the negative 2. Now this is, weirdly, this is z to the power of 3 plus negative 2. Now if we remember with our negative numbers, if we think about ourselves here, there's 0, we're starting at 3, and then if we were adding on a normal 2, we would increase, but we're adding on negative 2, so actually we're going to go down 2. So this is going to end up being z to the power of 1. And then we don't actually bother writing the 1, because the assumption is that whenever we see a letter or a number without any indice, that is to the power of 1, because something to the power of 1 is just itself. So say, for example, you had 2 to the power of 1, that would just be 2. If you had 10 to the power of 1, that would just be 10. Okay, right, let's quickly mark these questions just to check that they are all good. So here we go. We had y to the power of 7, 12d to the power of 7, a to the power of 5, p to the power of 5, and z to the 1. Wonderful. Right, so here we go. We've got multiple variables this time. So let's just remember that when we see these things written together, there is always a multiplication sign between each of these things. We just don't bother writing it. So a to the 4, b to the 3 is actually a to the power of 4 times b to the power of 3 times a times b to the power of 2. Remember, a is actually a to the power of 1. And then also remember, when we're multiplying things together, we can rearrange them as we please, because it doesn't matter what order you multiply things together in. So I'm just going to rewrite this now as a to the 4 times a to the 1 times b to the 2 times b to the 3, because that is exactly the same thing. They both would provide exactly the same answers. And then I'm going to sort out the indices with the matching variables, okay? So these ones are a, these are the a's, so let's do the a's first. A to the 4 times a to the 1 is going to give us a to the power of 5, and then we're timesing that by b to the power of 2 times b to the power of 3. Well, 2 add 3 is 5 as well, so this will be a to the 5 times b to the 5. We don't need to write that times in the middle, so if we're simplifying this, we'd write a to the 5, b to the 5. And that would be the solution to that. Question 7, what we have here is we've got simplify 5d squared e cubed f to the power of 4 times 2d to the negative 1 e to the power of 2 and then f, and there's no power there, so remember that's just a little 1 here. So let's do each thing first by first. So let's first of all do the coefficients, so that refers to the numbers. So I'm going to do 5 times 2 first. That's just standard, that's just the normal rules. So we've got 5 times 2, which is 10. And then let's do the d's. We've got d to the power of 2 times d to the negative 1. Okay, so we've got 2 add negative 1. So remember, if I'm at 0, if I'm at 2, and we're adding negative 1, if we were adding a normal 1, we'd go up, but we're adding a negative 1, so we go down. So this is going to equal d, well, just d to the power of 1, which we will just write down as d. Next we've got here e to the 3 times e to the 2, okay? E to the 3 times e to the 2, this is just standard. Let me write that down over here. E to the power of 3 times e squared. And so we're just going to add the indices there, so that's going to be e to the 5. So I'll add on the e to the 5. And then we've got f to the 4 times f to the 1. So that is also going to become f to the 5. Okay, because 4 add 1 is 5. So there we go. That's the answer to that one there. Question 8, what we have is we've got t to the power of 3, s to the power of 2, divided by ts. Okay, so essentially what we've got here is we've got these guys divided by these guys, okay? So, and again, what we're going to do is we're going to do the t's divided by the t's and the s's divided by the s's. So we can think about this as t cubed divided by t, and then we can think about it as s squared divided by s, okay? And remember, they have little ones, so t cubed divided by t to the power of 1 will just be t squared. S squared divided by s to the 1 will be s to the 1, which we'll just write, and then so then we can just rewrite these here, which is t cubed s, like that. So that will be our answer there. Next one we've got here, we've got 6f to the power of 4 divided by 3f to the negative 3. So let's do the numbers first. So we're going to have 6 divided by the 3, and we're going to have the f to the power of 4 divided by f to the negative 3, okay? We'll think about that shortly. So 6 divided by 2 is just 2, and then f to the 4 divided by f to the 3. So we're looking at 4 take away negative 3. So remember, here's 0, here's 4. Now if we were taking away a normal 3, we'd go down, but we're taking away a negative 3, so we're going to go up, okay? So here we go. So 4 going up 3 spaces takes us to 7, okay? So this one will become f to the power of 7, and then if we combine this, what we get is we get 2f to the power of 7. Okay, right. Next one here, we've got 4u to the power of 3 v to the power of 2 divided by 2u to the negative 1. Okay, so let's do it piece by piece. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So we get a whole 2 there. That makes it into the expression. And then we've got u to the power of 3 divided by u to the negative 1. So remember that here we're looking at 3 take away negative 1. Well, 3 take away 1 would be 2, but 3 take away negative 1 means we increase by 1. So that's going to be u to the 4. So we'll add that there. And then we've still got this times v squared, because nothing is changing with that. Okay, so here we go. Let's check out the answers. So, yep, 2u to the power of 4v to the power of 2 was right. 2f to the 7 was correct. T squared s is correct. 10d to the 1, e to the 5, f to the 5, yep, that's correct. And a to the 5, b to the 5 was correct as well. So let's then continue on with our journey. And now what we've got is we've got some scenario questions here. Again, they're largely involved with shape, because shape is what really makes us end up multiplying expressions together. So it's a nice tool that the examiners like to use to test both your shape knowledge and your indice knowledge at the same time. So this question here says, a square has side length x cubed, write an expression for its area. Okay, so remember the area of a square is side length times side length. So if its side length is x cubed, what we're going to have is we're going to have x cubed times x cubed. Okay, and remember when we're timesing variables that are the same, that have indices, we just add the indices. So this is going to be x to the 6. The next one that we have here is a cube has length y to the power of 2. Write an expression for the volume. Okay, so the volume of a cube is found by doing side length times side length times side length. So we're going to have y squared times y squared times y squared. Okay, so we've got 2 plus 2 plus 2. So this will be y to the power of 6. Right, next question here. We've got a rectangle has length a to the power of 4 and width a to the power of 3. Write an expression for the area. So the area of a rectangle is given by length times width. So this is asking us to times these two things together. So we've got a to the power of 4 times a to the power of 3, which will give us a to the power of 7. Next one, we've got a cuboid has length m to the power of 5, width m squared, and height m. Write an expression for its volume and simplify. So the volume of a cuboid is found by doing length times width times height. So we've got to times all of these three things together. So we're going to have m to the power of 5 times m to the power of 2 times m. Now remember that's to the power of 1. So we're going to add all these three things together. So 5 add 2 add 1 is 8. So the expression for the volume will be 8, will be m to the 8. And actually I should be writing this here, that would be cm cubed, because that is the units of volume. Okay, right. Question 5 says, a triangular field has base p to the power of 6 and height p to the power of 3. Write an expression for its area and simplify. So the area of a triangle is given by base times height divided by 2. So let's work that out. We've got p to the 6 times p to the 3, and then we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, well, p to the 6 times p to the 3 is equal to p to the 9. And then, so that's p to the 9 divided by 2, which we would actually just write like this. P to the 9 over 2. So here we go, and that would be, in this case, meters squared. And that would be our answer. Okay, right, let's check that they were correct. We've got, yep, half p to the 9, m to the 8, a to the 7, y to the 6, and x to the 6. Perfect. Okay, right, let's do the last round. Here we go. So this one says, a square has length x to the power of 7. Write an expression for the area and simplify. So remember, area of a square is by doing side length times side length. So again, we've got x to the 7 times x to the 7 equals x to the 14. Okay, and then again, I'll put cm squared there, because that is the unit of area if we're talking in centimeters. Okay, question 7 says a cube has surface area 6 times s squared when each side is s. If s equals q cubed, oh gosh, write an expression for the surface area in terms of q. Okay, so what we're looking at here is 6 times s squared means 6 times s times s. Okay, and now we're told that s equals q cubed. Okay, so what we've got is we've got 6 times q cubed times q cubed. Okay, so 6 times q cubed, so q cubed times q cubed is q to the 6. So this will become 6q to the power of 6. and its surface area, and oh, there's no units for this one, so there we go. We're just going to say it's 6 times q to the power of 6, and I guess it would be units squared for area. Okay, right, question 8. What we have here is we've got a cylinder, has radius y squared and height y. Write an expression for its volume using the formula volume equals pi r squared h. Okay, right, so let's think about this. This is pi times r times h. And now we're saying that the radius is y squared, so I'm going to replace the r's with y squared. So we get pi times y squared times y squared, and then multiplied by h. H is y, so here we go. So we've got pi times y squared times y squared times y. Y by itself is y to the 1, so this is going to be pi times y to the power of 2, 4, 5. Okay, and this has given us units, and it's a volume, so that would be centimetres cubed. So there we go. Pi y to the power of 5 centimetres cubed. Right, question 9 says a cube has side length k to the power of 4. Write an expression for its surface area and simplify. Okay, right, well, we got the formula for the surface area before. Surface area is 6 times the side length squared, which is the same as 6 times the side length times the side length. We've been told that the side length is k to the power of 4, so this equals 6 times k to the 4 times k to the 4. K to the 4 times k to the 4 is k to the 8, so this is going to be 6k to the 8. And there are units here, which is centimetres, so area is in centimetres squared, cm squared. So here we go. So the answer to this is 6k to the power of 8 centimetres squared. Right, question 10. So question 10 says a cuboid has length t cubed and width t squared and height t to the power of 2. Write an expression for its volume and simplify. So remember, the volume of a cuboid is found by doing all of the sides multiplied together. So we're doing t to the power of 3 times t to the power of 2 times t to the power of 2, and this will be t to the power of 7, and it's going to be centimetres cubed because that is volume. Okay, right, let's mark these and then see how we've got on. Okay, so the last one was right, t to the power of 7, 6k to the power of 8, pi y to the power of 5 was right, 6q to the power of 6 was correct, and x to the power of 14 is also correct. Okay, wonderful, right. Well, thank you for joining me with those, and as I said, if you need more work on it, there's the tutorial. Other than that, you can have a look through these questions again and try to just slow them down, see if they make sense, have a go, and yeah, I would say that would be my best approach if you are looking to do more of these questions and if you feel like you still need some more work. Okay, right, remember, check out crackmaths.co.uk, loads of different resources there for your GCSE, and good luck and see you soon. Bye.